Hello, everybody, and how are you all doing today? Apologies, I'm late today. Last week I mentioned that it's going to be 3 p.m., but because today is a special Saturday, I just finished with the visionary teenagers. So if your child who is a teenager or the one that just turned in 12 is not in our fellowship, I don't know where they are. All right, I want to say hello, it's Parenting Essential Time, and I'm glad I am back. So if you're seeing my face for the very first time today, my name is Oye Layo. But you can call me Oye for short, and I am your parenting coach. All right, I started a topic last 3 weeks on the practical solution. Last week, especially, I went in depth into practical solution on how to teach your children the emotional regulation. So if you're not here, just go ahead and search for the video for last week. I shared it on my account. Don't forget, the old account is lost, but we are not moved. We are not worried. I opened a new account. So if you are not my friend yet, please send me a friend request. I'm trying as much as possible to remember people and send friend requests. However, I have limited access to that. At the moment, I can't send friend requests anymore. But please tell somebody to send me friend requests. All right, am I still on? Because I can't see myself again. Okay. All right, yes, thank you. So send me friend requests, please. I'm not. Please go ahead and send me friend requests, and I'm going to approve it. And please tell somebody to tell somebody that the old account is not available, and this particular new account cannot do live video yet. It won't be eligible to do live video until after 60 days. So we are waiting. 60 days is almost here. So we're not worried, even if you're not getting the old account back. It doesn't really matter. We are moving, we are unstoppable. So please also follow the vision guide so that you can always get every information from there also. If you're not following the vision guide, please follow the vision guide. And please follow me on my new account also. Follow me and let's move together. There are great things in stock, and we are set on a journey. Trust me, we are set on a journey. All right, just what I was saying before that I just finished with the Visionary Teenagers Fellowship. So if you have a child or you know somebody who is 12 years or turning 12, so between the age of 12 and 17, they're eligible to join our fellowship. We meet once in a month. Basically, we meet at every second Saturday, except otherwise stated. If there's a program, we oftentimes meet on the third Saturday, but the standard Saturday that we meet is every second Saturday. After this live broadcast, I'm going to share it on Facebook, the flyer, the link that you can use to register. Your teenager is totally free. It's a place that will guide vision to understand purpose early in life, to know their purpose in life, to know how to use their vision to guide their direction, because their vision is going to determine their destination. So we are catching them young. We don't want them to struggle. A lot of us as adults, we struggle a lot in life because we do not understand purpose of God for our life early enough. So imagine your child understanding vision and understanding the purpose of God for them early enough. They are not going to struggle. They will not struggle. And that is why we are doing all this, to ensure that these ones are not going to struggle and they're not going to be victim of circumstance. All right. So last week I started pinpointing practical solution on how to help your child to regulate their emotion. I'm just going to run through it. I'm not going to explain. I mentioned the labeling of emotion, like allow them to label their emotion. And this particular point is what you should not wait. Teach it as early as possible. Many a times you blab with this particular one. A child is struggling to tell you how they're upset. Maybe an infant, maybe between age 1 to 3, they're upset. And they're trying to use the word, maybe they don't have the right word. Instead of you to help them to label it for them, you just laugh. You blab. A child is blabbing. Instead of you to say the right word to the child, we blab back. So these are the things that we oftentimes do that is not helping our children to grow, to be able to develop their emotional regulation or to grow emotionally. And these are the things I mentioned last week. Help them to label their emotion. I talked about how to teach them the deep breathing. Teach them. I talk about telling them to smell flower or blow the balloon, how to release their breath. Please watch that video. I explain in detail. I explain also that we should create a calm down space. I'm not talking about thinking corner. Please watch last week's video. There is difference between your regular thinking corner, your naughty corner, and a calm down space. So now I'm talking about you creating a calm down space for your child. So I'm not going to go in depth. So I explained that last week. Because of time, I will not do that again. Just go ahead and watch last week's video on the calm down space. So, and I talk about the purpose of this point. Why do you have to do these things? I talk about why you have to teach your children why calm down space is going to help them to learn how to self-suit themselves. If you are always the one suiting them, mommy loves you, mommy, it's good. It's good to show our love and our affection to our children, but it's also good for us to let them know that they have to learn how to suit themselves. What if you're not there? Many children have been endangered by their parent unknowingly because we didn't allow them to develop some needed skill. So they're looking for validation from every naughty uncle and aunties. Hence, they became victim of circumstance. So please ensure that these things are in place. It's going to help. I explain in details. Please just go ahead and watch the video. So another thing that you can use is to use the stories and books. You can use storybooks. You can use your real life storybooks. You can use your personal stories. You can use stories from books. This is a very good way that you can help your child to develop the emotional regulation. We started 3 weeks ago on what actually went wrong. So if you're lost on where are we coming from, please just watch those videos. So it's going to help you a lot because we don't have all the time to recap. So when you read a story that illustrates emotions and talk about how characters feel, how they manage their feelings, like, a storybook that you can actually look forward to is the Color Monster by Hannah Lenners. So you can just go ahead. There are quite a lot of books like that you can use to teach your children these things. There are quite a lot of stories. You can look for practical stories, your experience as a child or your journey to help your child grow. Let them know also you were like that, you learned. But because we always present our children that we are perfect beings, they are just different. Hence, they struggle to learn the skills. Let them know, even as parents, as adults, we learn these things through the process. So that's our job. Not to just be telling them these things are not normal. It's okay. It's a skill that needs to be learned. And what you're supposed to do is to teach, and the child is going to grasp it. So another thing is to use emotion thermometer. Like you're creating a virtual emotional thermometer. It's something they can see, where the children can point where they are. Some children, maybe let's talk about a child who is having speech delay, for example, or somebody who is on the spectrum that have a speech issue, or somebody who is just having speech delay, or somebody who is just an infant that doesn't have the right word yet. But they are struggling, they're having tantrum every time because they cannot express themselves. Don't forget that every tantrum is frustration based. So when they're having a temper tantrum because they cannot express self, what you can do as a parent is to use the visual thermometer. Visual, draw the picture. So they get to know that when I show you this one, this is the level I am at the moment, so that you can know how to help them out. They lack the word for that level. They lack the explanation. So you have to create that. You have to create that where the children can point where they are. So if you are drawing something that calm down, a little upset, very upset, you are going to use a picture to describe that. Something that's showing that somebody is upset. Something that shows that somebody needs to, maybe the deep breathing that we have done last week, how to calm down. You're going to have a picture of that. You're going to have a picture of maybe somebody is angry just to tell you that I'm upset. This is for those who are, they have speech delay, or they're speech impaired, whatever it is, or because of maybe they're on the spectrum or something, or developmental delay, or because of the age, maybe developmentally, the age, it's not age appropriate for them to express those things. You can use this method, and trust me, it works like magic. So you can use that. Go ahead and try it. Why do you have to use this? Children is going to learn emotional regulation by observing how adults handle their own emotion. So the best visual that you can give a child who is struggling with something like this is to ensure that you are always in control yourself. I made a video sometimes back and I said, is it an angry child or an angry mom? So we want to teach our children to be emotionally regulated, but we ourselves, deep down, we are not emotionally regulated. Why are you crying? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? So these things are always there. And we are not knowing that we are not modeling what we want to see to our children. We're just saying, why? Why? But you already, you are very upset. You are agitating yourself. So when you want to teach this, please work on you to ensure that you have your calm voice, your calm face, and calm body in place. That is where you can get the best results. That is the best visual you can give to your child. You modeling the right thing you want to see. So get to work. And please, let's check these things. They seem little, they seem just normal, but we don't know that we are not getting results because we are not showing the child what we want to see. When you show the child what you want to see, you tend to get results. You tend to get results. There's high tendency that you're going to get results if there's no major underlying issue that you might need to see a professional for. So another thing is you using role play. You can use role play. You can just have a play in the house. Somebody be this character, another person be this character. Everybody gets involved, but daddy and mommy. This is not about how can you come into one and be playing with my child? How can you play me to come and play? It's your job. Don't forget that one of the best ways to teach children is through play, because play is children's work. Can I say that again? Play is children's work. So one of the best ways to teach children is through play. So when you engage in a role play with them, it is easier for you to teach them how to regulate self-emotions. So you can actually, in that role play, be that angry child. Then you show how you're upset in that role play. You can just see that the child will just say, why are you like that? They're like, is that how I behave? They get to see the picture of what they do normally. They get to see the picture. Sometimes they don't even understand what is going on until we show them in a very nice way. Don't forget, this is going to be a very calm environment without being judged. The child is not going to be judged. During this role play, it's not the time to say, this is what you do. I'm showing you how you behave. No. What did I say? No. It is not a judgmental arena. It is not a place to say, this is what you do. I want you to know. That's why I'm acting this part. No, it's a safe environment for the child. Make sure it's a safe environment for the child. So engage in role play. It is going to help. It is going to help. It is going to help engage in role play. All right. Another thing that you can do is practice gratitude. Sorry about that. Practice gratitude. That's another thing you should do. Practice gratitude. It's going to help the child also to grow out of those things. You know, each day you ask your child or you ask them to write, depending on their age. Don't forget, we always stage rather. Most of the time, it is always good to work with the child's stage, not age. So you can ask the child to say something or to write something down about how grateful they are. How grateful are you today? What are you grateful for today? This is going to help them to see life in another way. It's going to help them to be able to think, to stay calm. You know, you can also create a gratitude jar. You can create where you can add things, many things that they can appreciate God for. You can add many things. So you create that gratitude jar. They can just dip their hand, they pick something out. Maybe those words, maybe you sit down like family activity. You're going to create those things that you're grateful for as a family. Maybe it can be part of maybe your family time. What are you grateful for? Then you keep it in a jar. Then every day, a child is going to have the privilege to go through the jar, pick one thing out, and read out. I'm grateful for the gift of life. I'm grateful for waking up this morning. I'm grateful for food. I'm grateful for brushing my teeth. I'm grateful because I can brush my teeth now. I'm grateful because I can dress myself now. They might seem little, but it's going to help your child that is struggling with emotional regulation. How does it work? Like, we don't have all the time to tell you how it works here. If you need more information, please send a DM. Send a DM. But trust me, it works. It works. Another thing you can use is to use a visual craft, just like we talk about the visual expression of emotions. So you can use visual. Anything visual works a lot with children. What they see tend to stick with their brain. So just go ahead and use that, and it's going to help a lot. These activities are going to teach children on how to manage their emotions. What are we talking about? What have I been talking about today? I started from last week, activities that is going to help children to manage or master their emotion. Don't forget, as we are helping them, as we are trying to teach them on how to know how to regulate their emotion, don't forget they are entitled to their emotions. It's not our job to say you're not supposed to cry, you're not supposed to shout, you're not. No, the child is entitled to cry. When they feel like crying, it is okay to cry. So what we are trying to teach them is to manage, how to know how to handle their feelings. They are entitled to it, but just that they don't know how to handle it. They are upset. They just want to throw things around. I mentioned at the beginning 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago rather, that there are some cases that need attention. But to be have tantrum is normal for every child. But watch out for something that might be having an underlying issue. You might need to get help or the right therapy for that child. Don't say, I'm a born again, I'm a believer, I go to mosque, I pray my 5 prayers in a day, I don't miss prayer, so my children are going to be okay. I go to church every Sunday. Whatever you believe on, good for you. But what makes you an intentional parent with vision is when you don't overlook the sin, when you don't use faith to overshadow the work you're supposed to do. Don't forget that faith is work. It is okay to believe. It is okay to pray, but it's required that you do the work. It is important that you walk the walk. The grace is the work that you put in. I pray. The prayer is the work that you put in, and you get the desired results. That is going to help you to get the desired result. So don't forget this. You have to help your child. I don't know why my child is always shouting. I'm tired. I don't know why my child is always rolling on the floor and crying. That is why that said, my child, childhood. Child, they are children. You, parents, that's who you are. Caregiver. Your job is to teach it. Instead of getting frustrated, instead of getting upset, do the teaching. That's your job. Do the teaching. You have to do. And always offer your child a calm alternative. When they get to this point, don't always wait until when they are actually frustrated, when they are having that temper tantrum, before you say, but I told you before. Use teachable moments when you see, maybe you're watching movies or you're doing something, just use it to talk about it. Don't always wait for the event. A lot of you, why you're not getting results is you will not talk about it, you will not show anything, no activity regarding this until it's going to happen again. Then you get frustrated. But we talked about it last week. But you didn't do anything since last week that it happened. You didn't do any role play regarding that since last week. You didn't do any chat. You didn't do any craft regarding that. So you have to always create an avenue to teach, not until that not waiting for reoccurrence. Am I making sense? Look for activity, look for time, avenue to teach, not waiting for reoccurrence, and ensure you always offer a calm awareness, calm alternative, something that is calm, something that is suiting for the child. And that is why you have to understand the uniqueness of that child, not my child, that one that you're having, the one you want to teach. That is why you also need to know your child's learning style. You have to understand your child learning style. Why a lot of you are not getting results is because you don't know the child you are parenting. You don't understand your child's learning style. So you are teaching your child in another way that they cannot understand. A child who is auditory, you are only checking picture because they said use visual. Not all the children are visual. Some of them are they just want to hear you talk in a calm voice and they grasp it. You have to understand, oh, how can I understand my child learning style? Please DM us. We have a course on that. That is going to teach you and guide you how you understanding your unique child. That one, not the one you pictured before you have. The one you are holding that is going to help you how to know that child. So please just look forward to that and note that you are not using your child as experiment. I used to say, and I will say it again, that one of the greatest mistakes a parent can do is to use your child as an experiment. Que sera, sera, what will be, will be. Gambling. Don't gamble with your child. Even doubt, ask. Don't use your child as an experiment. I will try. You hear people saying things. One of the normal nonsense, nasty statement you can often hear from parents is to say, every first child is a practical. First child is an experiment. Don't use your own first child to be an experiment. You might have been used as a first child and as an experiment, but this time and age that we have, there is enough knowledge, wisdom that you can draw from everywhere. So don't wait until you damage one before you save two. Don't damage one to save two. You can save all. Am I making sense? You can save all your children. You don't have to damage one in the name of that's the first child. You know, I don't know much. I was just learning. It's time to learn now. Yes, learn. Especially if you're single here or you're married and you're waiting for your children. Congratulations. You have all the time. So they say, yeah, I'm waiting 10 years. I didn't have baby. Baby, God is just waiting for you to learn something. I also waited. So maybe that is going to calm you down. Maybe she doesn't know what I'm saying. I also waited for over 6 years. But through this waiting period, sorry, I was not bothered. I was busy doing what I need to do. I was busy preparing for them to come. So maybe it's just for you. Maybe this statement is for somebody today. Maybe just your time to just get yourself ready. Get prepared. And your time is now. You know what you need to do when they come so that you don't use any of them as experiment or practical. You have to model the appropriate behavior. We have said that already. Ensure you have a positive interaction with your children. Not every time they can talk to you. You don't know why they are always cranky, but they can never talk to you. You know why? You have good reasons why they cannot talk to you. You are always busy. I understand you're making money. Well done. Clap for yourself. Good job, mommy. You have good points. Why you are tired and you cannot even play with that child? Why are you a child? Why do you want me to play with you? But please, you might need to reconsider. Because that thing that the child is struggling with, that you are already frustrated about, this is the result. The result is you not having positive interaction with that child. The result is because you are not creating the connection that is required between you and your child. Please do the needful. You can do better. That child is for you to raise. That child is not for you to understand. You know I'm busy at work. You know I'm a mom. I can't be running around like a baby. You're talking to an infant or early years. They just want to play. They say, Mommy, cook noodles. You say, what noodles are we cooking today? Maybe they even have a kitchen toilet. They are giving you food. I know it's plastic food, but it doesn't make sense to you. Sweetheart, this is how they grow. Play is their work. And they don't just play. A lot of developmental delay or delays are achieved through play. That is why play therapy is very essential. Don't overlook the power of play. Don't get too busy and overlook the power of play. Don't. Please. Get to work. Get to work, please. And when you start to model the right thing, your children begin to mimic the behavior. It will become that the norm in the house by default, because that's what they see. Ensure when you're talking about a safe place for the child, one of the things you have to do in creating this safe space is to ensure that the environment is sanitized, sensitized, right behavior, good manners of talking. You cannot just be shouting on your spouse, ranting and saying it's not their business. They are going to mimic it. But this time around, they are going to double it and give it back to you. So please, let's know what we are doing. Let me check who is there. Do we have questions today? Anybody there? And another thing you have to do when you're dealing with this is to discuss respect. Discuss importance of respect with your children. You have to have conversation around this respect and kindness, why we need to be kind to people. So you can talk about maybe you struggled as an adult. You can share, I struggled with this was the result, this is how I learned it, and I feel better now because I'm kind to people. Kindness is actually a skill. Respect is a skill. Honor is a skill that we need to teach our children intentionally. and we have to get to work. You have to get to work. Because one of the reasons why also the people, or your children rather, or children misbehave, cannot regulate emotions, is when they feel powerless. They feel they are not being heard. They feel that whatever they do doesn't matter. Their opinion doesn't count. They might have emotional dysregulation because it's too much for them to bear. And these are the things that we have to look out for. We have to ensure that everything is in line. I don't want to take much of our time because I have quite a number of meetings today. I finished straight from a meeting. I came here, and today, the visionaries we have in the meeting, if you're a visionary, please make sure that you don't miss today's meeting. And if you're not a visionary, please join this camp. Join this camp. Today, the table is going to be shaking, very hot. And we're going to be talking about who is a visionary today. We are going to be talking about taking a lot of questions, things that we cannot even share on Facebook. Yes. So be part of Visionaries. Be there today. And we have a lot of meetings today. And I'll just run through. Let me see who is joining me today. If there is need to continue this next week, I will continue. But if I feel there is no need, all right. Am I audible now? Am I audible now? Am I audible now? All right. Am I audible now? Yes, I am. Okay. Okay. All right. Very good. So I have a new account. Please do well and please send me a friend request. Please follow the Vision Guide so that you can get notified anytime we have things there and videos. And Pastor Yinka, I celebrate you, sir. I'm so happy to see you today. Esther, I can see you there. Please help us share if you don't mind. Get to know that we have a new account now. And I said it before, if you're just joining, that this new account is not eligible to go in live. It's not going to till after 60 days. They said 100 followers after 50 days. By the grace of God, we have already passed for the 400 followers in 1 week. Praise the Lord. So we are not stopped. You can see that. It doesn't matter. And I explained the reason why the old account was actually gone. So if you have not seen it, you can just go there. Why we had people reporting the page and things like that. But those are not our problems. We are not bothered. We are just on the move. We are moving. We are not bothered. We are just on the move. We know in all Jesus is glorified anyways. Praise the Lord. All right. I want to say thank you all for joining me today. Thank you, Pastor. Yeah, I'm so blessed to have you here. You know, when I see my men of God, I just enjoy grace. You know, I felt the anointing. Seeing you on my comment section, you know, I can feel the anointing of God on me. Faith personified. Pastor Yinka, I celebrate you, sir. And let me quickly tell you this. See, go and follow Pastor Yinka. You can see he just dropped a comment. Yes, he said yes. Pastor Yinka Durojaye Israel. You can check the comment section. You are going to see he said yes. Please follow that page. And I don't want to be selfish. I will tell you something for free. I'm not supposed to tell you. Every Sunday morning, there is a dosage that we always get. It's called the faith communication. If you are not in that place, I don't know where you are. I'm telling you the truth. If you are not joining the faith communication every Sunday morning, you're on your own. But I don't want to be selfish, you know. Let me just tell my people now. Let me tell you now, if I can choose not to tell you, but you know, because of the nice person I am, because I'm a very good person, I'm telling you. So if you are not joining and you're on your own, so I will advise you follow the page so that you get notified when Pastor Yinka is live on live session every Sunday morning. That is 6 p.m. Nigerian time. And then, yeah, UK time, if your time is not changing yet, then Doha time is 6 a.m. Thank you. 6 a.m. and Doha time is 8 a.m. Please join. Trust me, you will not regret it. You will not regret it. I want to say thank you, everybody, for joining me today. Esther is today. I celebrate grace. My husband, thank you for all you do. And every other person that is there. This topic I started 3 weeks ago, talking about what actually went wrong. So last week I started the practical ways that you can use to help your child regulate self-emotions. So I'm not going to keep saying and saying. You can just do well and check the video from last week. Especially last week, I think I dished out a lot of practical things that is going to help you a lot. And today, just go ahead and watch the video. It's going to help you so much. So if you are not a visionary yet, you have somebody that have somebody. You are single but eligible. You're waiting on God for your children. It is time to you to be a visionary. Join the Visionary Arc today, and you will not regret it. The next arc is opening soon. It's supposed to be November, December. So you can just do well and put down your name for the level 1 parent-child connection. I said it last week. A lot of people say, why do I have to learn about parenting now? I don't have a child yet. This is the best time to learn how to parent now, because if you learn to parent, you're going to learn to reparent yourself so that you can be able to parent somebody appropriately. All right, thank you everybody for joining me today. And if you're seeing my face for the very first time today, this little girl right here is called Oye Layo, but you can call me Oye for short. I am your parenting coach. I'm also your family life coach and a therapeutic practitioner. Let me stop because I don't want to keep going on what I am. But for today, I am working here as a parenting coach. So I want to say thank you for joining me. So as I go, as I always say, don't forget that parenting must be intentional. Parenting must be purposeful. Parenting must be full of vision. And this vision is what is going to guide you jealously on this journey, because we say only the vision guide. I'll see you again next week. Bye for now, and God bless you. Stay blessed.